What is up, guys? Server 2 Woo here, and I just wanted to share with you this new hero that I pulled up. She is called Unripe Hatchling. Now, if you notice on her, I did very few testing, but I also did not get her up to par yet with Cyan or Cyan 3. So I'm not sure on exactly where that needs to be. But let's start off by going over some skills. So first we have Flame Spin. From the start of battle, Unripe remains in her eggshell until the shell's 0.5 HP strength depletes to 0. I'm not exactly sure what this 0 HP strength is because I've noticed that it's a couple of hits and then all of a sudden she pops right out. When active, Unripe will emerge from the eggshell and spin attack the closest enemies with waves of fire, dealing 1212.73 magic damage and knock them back a distance of 200. Now, this is kind of a new thing for knockback distance. I haven't seen this before, because if you go up to here, one of our best knockback characters, Void Return. I believe it's this one. Yeah. You know, if you notice this one, it just notice that, you know, they are knocked back. It doesn't give a distance at all. So that could be a new feature to throw into here. Now, back to the skills. Now we have the green skill. When hatched from her eggshell, Unripe unleashes an explosion of light, blinding all hit enemies for 2.04. Now let's take a look here. And apparently it goes by 0.04 per level. So, you know, that I'm imagining that regards to seconds. And then she deals magic damage to all enemies within its 400 blast range, which is another distance number. I haven't noticed these distance numbers before, and it seems to be a thing for her. So, when she comes out, she blinds all enemies. Blinding an enemy is really good against physical heroes, so this is potentially something to counter maybe, you know, like an archer line, or it could even be the current Huntress line that's out there right now in defenses. Alright, now we're going to get to this blue skill. Now, whenever she goes back asleep, she will heal herself every second for 4 seconds and removes all debuffs. If an enemy disrupts her sleep, she'll react by firing a ball of light, dealing true damage to the nearest enemy. Now, if you notice when I level this skill up 1, you get 15 healing, and then I didn't catch what the damage is for that true damage, but it'll add some more true damage too, and it's probably going to be a good deal. So that's also going to be a good thing too. It seems like passive healing has been getting more popular lately as well. And now we get into her purple skill, which is actually pretty nice to add when it comes to using your heroes like Archer. All allies receive a 32.3% critical damage buff while Unripe is out of her egg. So once she gets a few hits in, or gets hit a few times and jumps out of her egg, she will get, you know, she will give a critical damage buff. Critical damage has been really popular lately, and it's been almost a requirement for most of those physical DPS heroes such as Archer. An example is, you know, if you notice when I go to my temple and when I go over here to my archer, you know, I have my rune set. I have a bonus crit damage. Bonus crit damage with high crit rating heroes. So if you notice her crit rating down here is 12,000 plus another 1,000 average. You know, that's 13,000 that she's getting. And the more crit rating, the more frequently she will crit. And of course, the more crit damage, the higher the bonus. It's a standard bonus of, I believe, 200%. And so she will be good to add with a lot of your heroes. Now, when I ran a couple of runs here with just her to find out what all this white skill is all about. And if you notice here, as soon as I load up, that she'll start in her egg form. And after her egg form, she'll get hit a couple of times, and then boom, she's got full energy. I use that, and she'll send a little AoE, you know, flame damage. I mean, she's not overpowered enough to be handling this on her own at her level, but the fact of the matter is, she gains energy once she gets hit. So this is going to be a whole new factor, because most of the times when you get a new hero, what's the first thing you think of? Well, let's see. One of our newest heroes to come out with, Forgotten Dragon. You know, you go into Forgotten Dragon and you look at what everybody has. Look at that. Starting energy, starting energy, starting energy, starting energy. Everybody wants to get her right up to starting energy. I mean, this is how it's been for quite a while, you know. Even Understudy switched over to starting energy. You know, all these heroes that have been switching over to starting energy being their main focus. And now we have this new hero, which will just automatically boom to full energy with this flame spin here. So, you know, this could be actually a pretty groundbreaking thing, you know, for her. You know, I'm not sure how she's going to be at max level and how well she's going to be, but, you know, the fact of her, you know, getting a boost to starting energy like that, or, you know, getting a boost and getting a full energy bar off of just getting a hit a few times, this might be something. I'm not exactly sure yet, but we'll see. So, without further ado, Flame Spin, obviously, you can tell it's going to be a fire damage, but it's also got a knockback feature, which will also be good. The latest version of Venusia, I can't remember exactly what tier it is now, but she's been really touchy on that knockback. One good counter for her, actually, I can give a little advice on that. You know, one good counter for Venusia would be using Dungeon Man. I can't switch between the stages, but Dungeon Man has been really helpful with that, because when Dungeon Man gets his white skill full and you have Venusia knock back just a little bit, this right here will knock back pretty far and usually sends Venusia right over the edge. So using your Dungeon Man, using your Void Revern, using basically your best knockback heroes, and then Dungeon Man, that'll usually get her right over the edge. It's been a little difficult. Another one some people have been having difficulty with is Invocus. Invocus is third stage, where you have to use damage over time heroes. Remember, use that Hydra. That Hydra boosts that damage over time greatly. You know, so you can still throw your Dracul in, and then another one to throw in there would be Ancient Idol. Even Were Dragon has been useful because of his Draconic Presence. That's considered a damage over time. It doesn't state it, but the fact of the matter is that it emits emits damage every 3 seconds. It's still technically considered a DOT. It's really weird how it doesn't say it, but it's still affected by Hydra. But that will also help you out. Another good one to throw is, of course, Cyclops Shaman. Once he uses his white skill, it's a damage over time skill. Another one to use would be Plague Moggle. Plague Moggle, you know, even your basic attack, you know, it's damage over time. So it really helps. When he first came out, he was an amazing DOT hero. He would take out nearly anybody in one little basic attack. But other than that, you know, you can work on looking at others that do damage over time. There's not too many that will take a spotlight in that damage, but if you have any, you know, feel free to put a comment down to add some more to help others out watching this video. Alright, so that's basically it for the boss pits, and as far as I know so far, this is how Unripe Hatchling works. Eventually, you know, I'll get her geared right up. I'll probably do that on the next gear grinding contest, because that's most likely going to be when that most people are going to need her. I've left a lot of heroes, you know, behind lately because of newer heroes being used for contests. Like right now, this contest coming up tonight, we'll have Stepladder Brothers, and Stepladder Brothers I already have ruined up and ready to go. And then, you know, it's going to be Roller Warrior, and then it's also going to be Genie. A lot of people have worked on Roller, have worked on Genie a long time ago, and like me, have probably saw how useful they are, and maybe you've traded runes off for, you know, something like that. I recently had to refix my genie. I did have a good set, but, you know, now I had to throw on what I can so I can throw him up for higher. If you have contest heroes like that, or even the new heroes, you're going to get more gold because more people are not in your guild are not going to have them, and they'll start hiring them. As long as you have a good rune set on them, and, you know, and they're tiered up, you know. Right now I have Roller up to Cyan 2. I'm not even sure if she's going to be worth Cyan 3 yet. I haven't gone over here yet. She's more of a damaging tank, and it seems like the defending tanks are better for Cyan 3. Unless, you know, like they're heavily dependent on expertise, like not Orc Monk, or like Berserker. I kind of made the mistake of upgrading him, but he had a lot of good expertise at Cyan 1. But stuff happens, you know. So that's pretty much all I have for you today. I just wanted to go over the new hero a little bit and show you what sparked my interest in her. So let's see if this, you know, kind of creates a new thing, you know. But all right, you guys enjoy your day and keep that grind real, boys and girls.